What up, what up, what up? This is the Shadow Band Master, Mike the Philosopher, here with my ranking for RTL and the end of the season. All right. Thought I'd recap this and go through this and give my opinions about the cast. Okay. First, I'm gonna do the men and then I'm gonna do the women. All right. First up is Alonzo. Now, Alonzo is a guy who, I would consider, he do seem to have some type of temper problems. He was calling old girl out at the roller skate rink, and he was just kind of turned up. He didn't really seem very engaging. I didn't really see him making any solid connections with anyone. He was just kind of going through the motions. Good luck. I think he got a girlfriend now off the show, but I don't know. I just think he need maybe a little more couch time, a little bit, maybe therapy time, and just not to get so emotional about certain things. But best of luck to Lonzo. But the guy has some work to do still. Next guy up is Sean. I don't really remember Sean much, to be honest with you. I know he was part of the cast. He was probably like the second guy to go or the first guy to go. Not much on him. All right. Next up is Devin. All right. Now, Devin is a guy who, was an NFL player. I think he could get some women if he really, applied himself. But he got a quirky personality. He got, he seemed to have some social, some social issues with socializing with women and his communication. So I think Devin needs to work on that stuff: his communication, his engaging with women, and I think he'll be all right, but clearly his woman was not on the show. Next up is I'm gonna go with Juwan. Okay, Juwan is a guy who seemed to be a little bit into himself. He was drinking his own Kool-Aid a lot, and because he was drinking his own Kool-Aid, he wasn't really making any good connections with none of the ladies. I'm sure off the show he probably feel like he can get as many women as he want, and he probably can. But he comes with you got to chase me mentality, and a lot of women are not feeling that. They want to be chased, or they want you to choose them. They don't want to have to come run after you. Sure, he'll be fine off the show, but it just wasn't resonating with a lot of the women that was on the show. And that's just that. Next up is Calvin. Okay. Calvin, he was the first guy eliminated. Not much really on him because he had a family issue, and he had to, the older guy, we never even really got to see him. We only seen him in the intro, and that was it. Hope his family is doing well. Best of luck to you. Next guy up is Swayze. Swayze was a guy who was, he said he never really dated sisters much, especially dating off the apps. I'm not sure why that was. Maybe they wasn't really checking for him. Swayze kind of give off a little bit of nerdiness to him. He's a little immature emotionally. I will say that about Swayze. He's immature emotionally. He don't, he don't really let his emotions out. And when he get pinned emotionally, he kind of retracts, or he kind of closes up, or and it's hard to really open up to somebody who does that, because it's almost like to a point you get to say, well, what are you hiding? Because every time we talk about something serious, you are closing yourself emotionally, or you're putting up walls. So it's hard to get to Swayze. He just seems like a fun time guy. I don't think he's ready for marriage. I think he's just ready to smash, if I had to put it any kind of way. Next up is LJ. I think LJ is a good guy. Probably is going to end up being the winner of this season, pretty much, because he got all the chicks who got eliminated. He got them calling him, from what I seen on the preview. He got Trinica. He got Looney and somebody else. They all seem to be Team LJ at this moment. So LJ is a one of those charming guys. He's not. He does have a high emotional intelligence. He do got some social skills, and he know how to treat the lady. His ex was seemed to be still stuck on him. When she was on the show, they their relationship ended not too long ago. She seemed to be pretty stuck on him. She was not bad looking either. She was pretty good looking. So LJ got the magic. He only got eliminated because he didn't show up to the elimination. So he wasn't even really eliminated for a reason of his own, other than doing his job. So I would say LJ is probably going to end up the best out of all of these guys, especially with the ladies on the show. Next up is Randall. Okay, Randall is a guy. It's funny because I seen like two different Randalls this season. In the beginning of the season, I seen a likable, engageable guy, and that kind of brung all the women to him. Because he was engaging, high emotional intelligence. Saying all the right stuff, being friendly. Getting along with everybody, sort of the center of attention, and that brung all the women to Randall. And then, like in the second half of the season, he started to retract a little bit, start to go in the shell. Maybe because he was connected to Jamila, and she was applying pressure on him, and he was like, whoa, I gotta. So he stopped being so engaging. He stopped being so friendly to everybody, and he just started kind of closing up and sort of getting stressed out by the process. I truly do think that halfway through the process, people get fatigued a little bit with the dating stuff. And I think that maybe that was Randall, because he seemed like he seemed one way the first half of the season, and then he seemed a totally different, shy and closed in and type of person at the end of the show. So he didn't even really talk much at the end of the show. He was so wiped out emotionally by the whole process. But yeah, that's what I feel about Randall. And then Mike. First of all, his name is dope. I like that name, Mike. I think that Mike is a guy who is, he been through divorces, or I should say a divorce. So Mike knows he's looking for something very specific, and I think he's probably the most focused on what he's looking for out of all of the guys, and he found that in Brandy. I mean, he did entertain Kayla for a while. Was that to stay on the show? I don't know. Did he feel like he needed that vote? I don't know, but I think he was always locked in with Brandy, and at the end of the show, that's what it showed, that he was rocking with Brandy. He only felt a certain type of way with Brandy, got the goosebumps. He likes the way she looked, and she liked the way he looked. And, I just think that Mike was probably the most focused on what he wanted out of all of the guys, which is probably why he lasted so long. But at the same time, he did throw out clues with Kayla that he was interested. You got to have at least a side chick, you got to, because you got to keep your numbers and keep people voting you to stay in the house and not eliminating you. So I think that's Mike. I think he was a pretty cool guy, pretty focused, and pretty much got his prize, got who he wanted. Um, so let me go ahead and start with the ladies now. Now, what I'm gonna do with the ladies, I'm gonna do something different with the ladies. I'm gonna give them two rankings. One ranking is gonna be their looks, and the second ranking is gonna be their ready to love ranking. Okay, which is something new I'm doing. So this is how I see it as far as their looks and if they are ready to love. I used to call it walk off the show, like I would walk off the show with them, but I don't know. These ladies, this season really was a little dry. It wasn't as good as some other seasons. Pretty dry season this time, but I am going to go ahead and give them both of those rankings. So, all right, here we go. Here's the rankings for the ladies. First up is I'm going to go with Trinica. Now, Trinica, in my opinion, she was number 7 on the looks scale as far as the women in this group. I was attracted to Trinica actually a lot. I was attracted to a lot of the ladies a lot, but Trinica, she did have a little extra weight on her. Nothing wrong with that. It was in some of the right places. What I noticed that she don't really wear a lot of makeup. For whatever reason, she likes to just go barefaced, and that's ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm not so against makeup on women. I don't mind makeup on women. Maybe other guys do, but I don't really mind makeup on women. That's fine with me. And she didn't really wear a lot of makeup. You would see her in a lot of scenes where she was just straight, plain face, and she still looked good. I mean, you could wake up to a face like that in plain face, and you know that you're still going to get a beautiful woman. But I could see how the makeup could have helped her too, though. So, however, I really like Trinica. Actually, she was ranked number 7 on the looks meter, but I gave her a number 1 as far as the woman who was ready to love. The only, in other words, like walk off the show, I probably would have walked off the show with Trinica of all of the women. Okay. And the reason is she was my speed. She was my flavor. She was, beautiful, engaging, charming, all of that. The only problem I had with Trinica is that when she get upset about something, she throws a fit, which is like almost polar opposite of her resting personality. I guess you could say her normal personality. It's like, why are you throwing such a fit? Like every time she get upset or she feels like the guys are going to vote her out, she really pitches a fit, and she just was not having it. And my issue with that is, what is your conflict resolution? Like, what is your conflict resolution like? Okay. Because you don't seem to really have good conflict resolution, or you don't seem to be willing to work things out. You don't seem to be, you seem hot triggered, and it's showing me a little bit of bipolarism. I'm not a therapist. I don't know if she is or not. But if I had to pick something, it would be that, because she just seems very hot or cold. But again, I thought she was a pretty dope chick. I thought she was ready to love. I thought she was like I said, my number 1 walk off the show with. I just question her when she gets upset about something, how she's going to handle it. Number 2, I would say, is Brandy. Now, I marked Brandy as a number 8 in looks on the show. but I did mark her number 2 as walk off the show, ready to love. The only questions I have with Brandy is, she haven't really been in a relationship before. How do you know that you're ready for love? You've never been in love. How do you know that you're ready? How do you know how to sustain a relationship? Do you know what it takes to sustain a relationship? You're pretty much a relationship virgin. So if you don't know what it takes to have a relationship and you're a relationship virgin, um, I will have questions on how this is going to go, because you are a stewardess. You're going to be out of town a lot. It kind of can be good and bad. Just like a real virgin. You can kind of maybe teach her or guide her into what's good, what's not, especially for you. You kind of customize things. Maybe that's why Mike picked her. I don't know, but I would still have some worries and concerns, because it will be like, how will she handle this? Do she know what it takes? Do she know we're going to have ups and downs? Do she know that, things are not always going to go her way? Like if she's in her 30s or something, right? So she's been by herself for 35 years. How do you go 35 years and not know, not been in a relationship ever, been in love ever? That's a little worrying to me, because and plus she didn't really think that anything was wrong with her. She said she was practically perfect. How do you know? How do you know that, really, Brandy? So even though I chose her number 2 as walk off the show, I will still have some concerns as far as those things, because it's easy to be perfect when you ain't got nobody to judge you, when you ain't been in no relationship, when you don't have no solid connections. All you have is situationships. It's easy to claim to be perfect, but nobody's perfect, not even you, Brandy. Even though I did like her personality, I liked all of that. I think she was ready to love. I just think that there's probably parts about her that she don't know, that's wrong with her, that's going to be answered by Mike at some point. Number 3, believe it or not, I can't believe I'm gonna say this, but it was Kayla. I actually think that Kayla on the show was ready to love, and I gave her looks. She was number 5 as far as looks. Kayla on the show and Kayla on Lapeef Network are 2 different people. I don't know who's the real Kayla. I think the Kayla on the Lapeef Network is the real Kayla. I don't think this Kayla on the RTL is the real Kayla. I just don't. Even though I gave her number 3 as far as being ready to love, I think that I think she would. I'm only judging her off the RTL show. I'm not judging, and that's because I don't want to judge her off the Lapeef Network. Okay, I know they're 2 different people, but I do think that that's the real Kayla. But I'm just judging her off the show, because from what I've seen on the show, she did look like she was genuinely into those guys and ready to love. So my biggest worry with Kayla is who's the real Kayla. That's my biggest worry with her. Knowing what I know about her on the Lapeef Network kind of clouds my judgment of her on RTL, but I turn that off because I don't want to judge her based on the Lapeef Network. I want to base her strictly off the show. So for that reason, I gave her the number 3 on the off as far as the walk off or the ready to love angle, and number 5 as far as looks. Okay. Number 4, with both looks and ready to love, was Jamila. Okay, she was number 4 in both categories. Jamila is ready to love, but she got some possession problems, and that's going to cause issues with her and Randall. I don't really think that they're going to last. In my opinion, I don't think that their relationship is going to last. If she's getting on your nerves now, she's going to be continue to get on your nerves, Randall. I'm just saying. I'm not even sure why he picked her. Um, this is one of those cases where the guy picks the I don't want to say the ghetto girl, because I don't really view Jamila as a ghetto girl, but she was leaning on him the whole season, and I know it's because she claimed to care for him, but he was frustrated. He was obviously frustrated. He looked frustrated. He closed up. He couldn't even talk to the other ladies because Jamila was so jealous. So he was just like, he wasn't even himself. That's why I don't think their relationship is going to last, because if she started changing your personality, then at some point you're going to resist that, and you're going to have a blow up argument or whatever, because you're going to try to keep holding on to yourself and your original personality while you see her trying to change you. So I think that this relationship is not going to last, but I do think she was ready to love, but she need to know how to love. I don't have no doubt she's ready. I just have doubt that she knows how to, and that goes for a lot of people, actually. And for her, she's very confrontational, and Randall is a laid back guy. I don't know how long that's going to last. I hope it do. I hope all of them last, but from what I see, Jamila, she needs to learn how to communicate better, as far as I can see. Number 5 is Acadian. Okay, I think she's the fifth lady who's ready to love. Her and Swayze. Well, let me say this. I gave her looks at number 9, so she was ranked number 9 as far as the women in looks, and number 5 as far as ready to love. I do think she's ready to love, but with Swayze, she's trying to get him to open up, and she can lean on you too, and that can get on a guy's nerves. I don't, for the life of me, I'm not understanding why women, when they know they're getting on the guy's nerves, they continue to do it. It's just, it boggles my mind. If you know this guy is not willing to have these kind of conversations, or don't want to, do certain things like that, why do you constantly push him to do it? I don't get it. Jamila is the same way, and Acadian is the same way. You just keep pushing these guys, and Swayze, I mean, they almost didn't last. Well, they didn't last, as a matter of fact, because it got to a point where Swayze was like, "Nah, we done. I don't want to have to deal with this." And Acadian was like, "Well, I guess if you don't want to do it, I don't want to do it." Yeah, because look, and that's the same thing is going to happen with Randall and Jamila. They just wanted to end the show with a couple. That's all it was. But the same thing is going to happen. Like, ladies, if you see a guy who don't want to deal with that type of energy, stop doing it. Okay, this is probably why those ladies are single. I mean, the guys are single too, because maybe they're not, I don't know, emotionally mature to deal with these situations. But at the same time, don't lean on a guy verbally and get on his nerves. You're just going to drive him away. That's just from a male perspective. Take it or leave it. Whatever you do with it is on you. But that's just truth. That's just truth. No guy likes a woman leaning on him all the time. Is for verbally. I mean, we can't stand that. I know I can't stand that. Okay. So next up is April. April she's number 6 as far as ready to love, and like I said, she's number 2 as far as looks. Um, yeah, she to me, she was the second best looking woman on the show. But as far as, and I think she was ready to love. I just think that she didn't know how she started that too. Really started to apply pressure and pressure guys and keep me around, do this, that, and the third. And guys don't like that. That's why they got rid of her. You know, she was one of the first ones to actually start doing that. That's why it was easier to get rid of her. She was probably one of the older ladies on the show. She was 46. She was one of the oldest ladies on there, but at the same time, she was, applying too much pressure. Then you start seeing the nasty come out. She was looking like Aunt Viv to me for a minute. You know what I mean? But I think she was a good woman. I think she is a good woman. It's just some women don't know hot buttons for men, and they just continue to press the issue and continue to do stuff that these guys don't like. Stop verbally leaning on your men. Stop always applying pressure. Stop always trying to build a man. Okay, you either accept the man for who he is, or just don't rock with him at all. But don't try to build a man. Okay, just because you're attracted to a guy, don't mean you can start. Now that I'm attracted to you, I'm gonna build you into the man I want you to be. No, it don't work like that. Okay, especially if a guy is attractive and got a pick of the litter himself, he ain't gonna be trying to be rebuilt by nobody. I will almost say maybe Randall is doing that. He had the pick of the litter, but he's still choosing to be rebuilt by Jamila. But I don't know how long. I think it's probably because he's very attracted to her. But I don't know how long that's gonna last. But most men don't rock like that. They're not gonna deal with that. And that's why they let April go. It's not because she wasn't beautiful. It's because she was starting to get a little too, just too much pressure, trying to apply too much pressure and trying to build a boo. And the guys are not having that. So next up is Dominica. Now I think Dominica was she was number 10 in the looks. She was the least attractive lady in my opinion. And number 7 as far as ready to love. I think she was ready to love. I think she was there for the right reasons. It's just that the guys wasn't really attracted to her like that. So and I understand. That's why I got her at number 10 on the list. So I think the guys wasn't ready to invest all their time into Dominica, not because of her personality, but because of her looks. And her looks didn't buy her a ticket into the guys getting to know her more better. So they let her go. But I think she was ready to love, at least for the most part. So I gave her a number 7 as far as ready to love goes. Next up is Charisse. Now, I marked her number 8 and as far as ready to love, and number 6 in looks. I don't know if she looks like she has some Asian in her, like she's like black and Thai or something, or I'm not sure what else she I don't know. I see her father. I could see a little bit of the resemblance in her father, but her mother must be Thai or something. I don't know the woman, but anyway, I thought that she was sort of ready to love, but she do have mean girl spirit in her, and that obviously is a turnoff. Now she was dealing with what's his name, and he Samson, and he was not emotionally available for whatever reason, and that wasn't her fault. She was dealing with Samson. She just picked a guy who was just not emotionally available, and I think Samson is a good guy, but he clearly needs some work. He needs to, and for that reason, I actually agree with Charisse with him. He needs to open up. He needs to get out of this shell, and start showing some genuine feelings, because it could look like he just putting on for the cameras, okay, and just trying to play this certain type of role, and things like that. So for that reason, I was really more team Charisse when it came to them two as a couple, because Samson was just, almost like he didn't he didn't get the necessary therapy he needs some couch time, and need to air out some things. He said something key. He said, I ain't cried since 2011 or something, when his dog died or something like that. And it's like, okay, I guess I can kind of understand that, but what was the point in saying that? Is it saying you're not emotionally available? You're not in touch with your feelings? And, women like that stuff. Women like when you're in touch with your feelings, emotionally available. And he just wasn't for Charisse, So I think any woman would have a problem with that. Not just Charisse, but any woman will have a problem with that. So Samson needs to do his own work. He was not ready, and he has never been married. I don't think he could have any kids. So, and that guy, he was up there in age too. So it's like, what's going on with you? You seem very shallow, bro. So, but anyway, she has some issues of her own too. I just think that she really had a little bit too much mean girl in her, and she did seem a little on the selfish side. I'm not saying she's selfish, but she seemed a little bit on the it's about me side, and a little selfish. But it is what it is. Next up is Shakaria. I'm sorry. Shakaria. So I ranked her number one as far as looks. I thought she was the best looking woman on the show. I ranked her number 9 as far as being ready to love, because she had too many demons she was working through still. I mean, she needed a lot of couch time. I mean, the show was called Ready to Love. She was far from ready to love. She seemed to be, I think she wants love, but she's not ready for it. And that's two totally different things. You can want it, but not be ready for it. It's almost like she will look for her man to heal her. Well, that's, no man wants that job to heal you emotionally, because what happens is once a man does that, once you get healed from that man, then you're going to feel like you're better than that man. Okay, now I want another man because I'm a different person now. You see what I'm saying? I just think that no man wants that job of the healer, because the healer will heal you, and then once you feel like you're confident and you turned into somebody else, then you're gonna want somebody else. You're gonna because you're gonna feel like I was only with you for this reason, just to heal me. Can a woman or a man or whoever stay with a healer? Not really. You need to be ready. You need to be in touch with yourself. Be your full self first, and then get in a relationship. Don't look for somebody to come and heal you. That goes for men too. Don't look for a woman to heal you. A lot of women want to heal men. They want to get in a relationship. I can fix him. I can heal him. And he'll be a better man. Yeah, well, when he turned into that better man, he's probably going to be looking for somebody else. I'm just saying. And that same situation is with Shakaria. I think that she needs to fix herself first before she get in a relationship. Cute girl though, number 1 on the list, but she need a lot of couch time. with a therapist. And last up is Looney. Okay. Looney was number 3 in looks. I thought Looney was cute. She had the little Moesha thing going, but Looney she was really playing games as far as I was concerned. She really wasn't serious. She wasn't even heartbroken about getting eliminated. It was just like it seemed like it was all games to her. Like she seemed very immature emotionally to me too. She just seemed a fun girl, and I'm on TV and I'm gonna do this, and I ain't really checking for none of these guys. Let me get my airtime and say I've been on TV and this, that, and the third. And I just think that she really wasn't serious about a lot of what she was doing. She just didn't really seem very mature to me. So I think she was the last one that was ready to love. She just wasn't. Now from what I understand, she's trying to holler at LJ. So is Shakaria. So is Trinica. I mean, he got a lineup coming at him. So shout out to LJ. You are the real MVP. But at the same time, that's my views on the RTL. I thought it was a okay series. It was kind of dry. A lot of people I don't know what the ratings look like on this season. I don't think they were that high. A lot of people didn't seem very interested. And that's why I didn't follow it the whole season. I'm hoping the next season coming up is going to be better, because they always do 2 seasons in one city. So hopefully this next season coming up will be better, and maybe I'll cover that one. If I have a co-host, that would be great. If not, then I'm gonna just cover it how I cover it. Thanks for watching. Hit the like, share, and subscribe. I will catch y'all in the next one. Peace.